Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel and welcome to a very fun tag. This is the 1000 euro Sephora haul tag. This was started by Emily Noel. She's an OG YouTuber and I will link her original video down below. And it is a very interesting tag, I feel like, to watch, and I wanted to do it as well, also for an exercise for myself. What we're gonna do is to look at my Sephora cart if I would have 1000 euros to spend. She put this limit of $1,000 for them. Euros is what I'm taking, just to give it a quantification. And I feel like if money really wasn't an issue, like she states in her video at the beginning, if money really wouldn't be an issue, then I might actually spend more than 1000 euros. But I went through things that I wanted, that have been in my wish list for a long time, or things that I want to try. And I reached just over 1000 euros, I think 1050 euros, on the Sephora France website. That's the only Sephora that ships to me in the Netherlands. I know Sephora Italy has very similar products. I think they're getting Tarte just now, but it's not something that I care for. And Sephora France already has Charlotte Tilbury, for example. So they're different. Sephoras in Europe will have different things, but I went off of Sephora France because that's the website that ships to me. And I'm not sure if they would ship for free even if I spent 1000 euros, now that I think about it. And funny enough, I can't even access Sephora US. There is a firewall that bounces me back to Sephora France anytime I try to go on Sephora US. So that's not fun. So I couldn't actually go on Sephora US to do this, but I did it on Sephora France. Now, a few considerations before I go into looking at the products. One, these are not necessarily products that I'm gonna buy to start with. It's not products that I need. It's just things that are interesting to me, that I would like to try, or that, for one reason, if money wasn't an issue, that I probably would pick up. Nothing to do with what realistically I would buy, because I don't have 1000 euros to spend on makeup, and some of these things are in price range just too expensive for what is my sensibility for what I want to spend on makeup. And everybody has a different compass on that. Was it too expensive? What is not too expensive? And everybody is free to do as they wish. I personally have a compass that tells me when something is too expensive, but this is not what this is about. This is just, what if money wasn't an issue and I kind of want to be in the 1000 euro dollar realm? What would I buy at Sephora? And goodness, I'd love to get this haul. But let's take a look. I am gonna walk you through all the items and then tell you a little bit why they're interesting to me and why I want to try them and why I would purchase them. Starting from something that has been on my wish list since, I want to say 2018 or 2019, but this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. It's 55 euros on Sephora, and it's an expensive face powder that does not mattify your skin. That by itself is Alice will not buy it. Also, I am so full of powders. I just discussed it in my mid-year low buy check-in about how many powders I have too many and I'm not allowed to buy any, but that's regardless. I have a small ambient lighting powder in my Unlocked palette by Hourglass, and I love the effect. I apply it everywhere I don't apply a mattifying powder, so I use it in the center of my face, but I also use it to set my under eye concealer because it reflects the light so beautifully. So I would choose the shade Dim Light. It was tried on me at Sephora Italy when I was there, I think 2019 or 2018, I don't remember. But that's on there. Another item from Hourglass that I would really want to try is one of their Confession lipsticks. The girls from Beauty News both love it so much. They have multiples of these, and I'd love to try one. I picked the shade You Can Find Me because it looked like a bright, nice, creamy summer shade, but I would go probably in store and check out what color suits me the best. But I'd like to try them. They're on a normal basis too expensive, 36 euros. It's a very small amount of lipstick. I want to say 1 gram, that's what is in my head, but I'm not really sure that's true. But less than a MAC lipstick, for example, and it's very expensive. So you get a really cool packaging though. Next up, another ridiculously expensive thing is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. And I've been wanting to try it since it released and everybody was raving about it. And because it's a medium coverage foundation, I don't like full coverage foundations. I like light to medium, and this feels and looks so luxurious and something I would definitely want to try, something that could be in my cords. But 73 euros full price. 73 euros. Money is not an issue, Alice. Money is not an issue. Next up, I have some Charlotte Tilbury goodies. First is the Rock & Co eye pencil in Pillow Talk. This is a beautiful burgundy. I've seen it used by Charlotte Tilbury on multiple YouTube videos, on her Instagram page. So beautiful. I'd love to try that one. That's 25 euros. That's not even too much, but for an eye pencil, it is, especially because I love my Neve Cosmetics ones or my Nabla ones, the new ones, my Kiko ones. I'm all for way less expensive things. Then I'd like to try a blush from Charlotte Tilbury, possibly Pillow Talk Deep. I like a bit deeper and more pigmented, colorful blushes, and yeah, I'd like to try that. I would also yeah, that's 40 euros per se. I would also would like to try some lipsticks from her, either, or actually both, the Pillow Talk Medium from the Matte Revolution line. I think that her bringing out the medium and deep versions of Pillow Talk was a brilliant idea. It was time for it. Pillow Talk on me is so gray though, it looks really bad. It's like a grayish pink. It's really reacts to the color of your skin, and my contrast or my saturation is too high. My chroma, actually, in Italian I would call it, is too high, and that really brings out so much gray on me. It does not look good. And the other one would be one of the hot lips, and it would be the shade Viva la Vergara. And I love the idea of having a lipstick tube that you can refill, and these tubes are so pretty. Would definitely like to try those and own those, because I mean, I've tried her formula. I think it's a good lipstick formula, but I've always thought they were way too expensive for a lipstick. 32 for the Matte Revolution and 35 for the Hot Lips 2. And then I'd like to try her new bronzer. I would choose the shade Medium, 51 euros. And her powder, the mattifying powder, also probably in the second shade, because I never buy the first shade. I'm never that light, but I'm never really medium. So I would go in a light to medium usually. But yeah, I would like to try that one too. That's 43 euros. I'd love to try that one from Charlotte Tilbury, and that's about it from her line. As I always say to all of my friends, especially Stefania, who loves her Charlotte Tilbury, I always tell everyone I think it's too bougie of a brand for me. It's one of these brands where money, the cost of it is always higher than the value that I would put on that product, so I never bought it. Then again, I'm not a luxury person in general. I just like things that work, and mid-range is usually the place I am happy at. But yes, so that was Charlotte Tilbury things. NATASHA DENONA, the bronze palette. Obviously, I would like to have the bronze palette from NATASHA DENONA, but I would also like to try one of her lip glosses, the Lip Euphorias, and I would pick the shade Chestnut, which is the darkest shade she just released with her bronze collection. And I was a bit unsure whether I wanted Chestnut or the medium shade of the three of this collection, but I like dark lips, so I like to wear dark lip glosses. And to be honest, I have a feeling it's very similar to the new Nabla RSVP, but if I had 1,000 euros to spend, I would buy it. Next up, let's move on to Fenty Beauty, and I actually want both bronzers. So it is. I'd like to try the cream bronzer, and I haven't bought it in real life, let's say, because I want the Milk bronzer more, but the Milk bronzer is not available on Sephora France. So I would buy the Fenty one. And I would assume that I already own the Milk one, because I'm hoping to buy it soon. But I would pick the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer in the shade Macchiato, I think, and then the powder bronzer, which I already own the mini. I own Shady Biz in the mini, and I think for a color, probably the shade Up, which is Private Island, could look better on me. I feel like Shady Biz doesn't, I don't know, either the undertone or the depth of it is not really perfect for me. So I'd like to try a shade higher in that. Also from Fenty, I'd like to buy a new, another color of her Stunna lip paints, and I'd probably choose the shade Unveil, the brown, because all the other colors don't really excite me. I don't know how uncuffed would look on me. I might need to try it, the nude, but I think the brown would be a natural next liquid lipsticks to buy. And I haven't bought it because I feel like it's a little bit too cool toned or neutral for me, but if money wouldn't be an issue and 23 euros of a lipstick that I wear a few times a year wouldn't be an issue, I'd buy that one. Then, yeah, I mentioned Milk and the bronzer. I cannot buy it within this Sephora cart, but what I would like to buy is another of the mini blushes, and they're only 12 euros, and I'm actually sure that I will buy it when I'm in Sephora in Italy. But yeah, I don't want the big sizes because I will never get through a cream blusher before it goes bad in the big size, so I'm happy of spending less for a smaller one. I have Work, and I'd like either Perk or Quirk, but Quirk is the one that is on that is available in stock, so that is described as a spicy rose. Really, actually excited to buy that one. Then we move on to Marc Jacobs. I don't buy Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs is, again, way too bougie for me, way over my head. The Omega bronzer has been on my radar forever, but I didn't include it in this one because there's already so many bronzers. There's the Fenty, two Fenty bronzers, and the not NATASHA DENONA, but Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. So I skipped the bronzer, but I'd like from the new collection the eyeliner in Olive You. Beautiful eyeliner in olive tones. My heart has it. 22 euros. It isn't even, again, not a lot. If I maybe in a few years, when I give up the idea that I will be okay with spending this amount of money on an eyeliner. And I'd also like the iconic multi-finished eyeshadow palette in Extravagance. They're both from the summer collection. This palette seems to have some gorgeous glittery shades, very everyday for me, love it, but it's 7 shades for 47 euros. I mean, if you think of it as singles, what is it, 7 euros a single? I spend that. So it's not a lot, but it's still 47 euros for 7 eyeshadows. But I would definitely purchase it if money wasn't an issue. Then in here I also have the Norvina Pro Palette Volume 3, the one with all the greens and oranges and bright shades, because Faces by Gina on Instagram keeps raving about the formula, and she repanned them all into her round pans, and I love the idea, or I would love to try the formula first of all, but 70 euros for such a big palette. I know that I wouldn't use it. I would use them as singles, but going through buying a palette of that price and then destroying it pretty much, I don't think my heart can resist. I don't think I could survive that, so I wouldn't. But I would buy the palette if money wasn't an issue. I would probably buy the palette. I think it's too much for what it is, but not the point here. I'd like to try the new glosses of Sephora collection. I might do that regardless. But I also don't need another gloss. I just bought 2 from Nabla. But in my fantasy cart, I put number 115 Unbothered from the Glossed line. And these are $10.99, and they come in different like pearl effects or glitter effects, and this one seemed to be like a nice deep bronzy shades, like this one probably, but that's what I wear anyways. So I'd like to try those. And it's not finished, you guys. This list is never ending. 1,000 euros is a lot of product. Another foundation is the Dior Forever Summer Skin Color Games. I think there must be something with the translation of the page. I can't read French, so I Google Translate all the pages automatically. And sometimes it looks really funny, like Tarte actually is translated as pie. And I'm like, what brand is pie? Oh no, it's Tarte. Anyways, the new Dior Summer Skin foundation seems to be a very beautiful light coverage summer foundation. It only has 4 shades. Shame on you, Dior. I can imagine that it's because with a very light coverage you can actually range a bigger range of skin tones. But again, I picked shade number 2. Again, never the lightest one up. It's light, and it's 45 euros. And I'm really curious to try it. I might one day, when I'm finished all of my foundations, when my Dior Backstage is finished, because I feel like this could be a cousin, a fancy cousin, I might try it. Then I put in a sunscreen, the Kula Tinted Matte Mineral Face Lotion SPF 30. I am always searching for the perfect tinted moisturizer with SPF, something that I can use easily, something that I can use as my makeup base and SPF in one, so I don't have to do my makeup on top of my SPF, and I could, for example, reapply as well, and other things. This one is $38.50, a bit steep for a product that I don't know, but I would like to try it. Then I have a product that is absolutely ridiculous for me, but I would love to try it. It's the By Terry Brightening CC Serum Illuminating Corrective Foundation. I didn't know they called it a foundation. I thought it was just one of these illuminizing primers, or that you can use instead of foundation if you don't need coverage. I would pick the shade number 3 Apricot Glow. It's 72 euros for 30 mils. It's very expensive. And with my experience with the brightening CC cream, CC powder, the palette that I have and that I already I'm trying to pass along, because it's just too glowy for me, too shimmery. I look greasy with it, and it's my personal taste that I don't like it to be so. But I would love to try it. So yeah, if money wasn't an issue, I would probably have bought it also by now. And finally, the last 2 items are hair products, and from Briogeo. Sephora France doesn't have a lot of stuff from Briogeo, and I would have bought more if they did. But for sure, something that I want to try also in the near future, to be honest, is the Scalp Revival Charcoal Exfoliating Shampoo. It comes in a big tub and it's 45 euros. So for hair products, Briogeo is a bit expensive, but I tried a lot of things from them and they're good. It's very natural, curly girl friendly, really thought for natural hair, nourishing, just innovative also with these exfoliating items, and they have lines. So their curly hair line is really nice. I tried many things from it. I've liked both I have the gel, I've liked the leave-in cream probably more than the gel, and in this list, I also have the Rosarco Milk Leave-In Conditioner Mist from the Farewell Frizz line, and I tried this already before and I liked it. They overall have good products, so I would also have added other things in there, but this is what was in stock that was interesting to me. And that was all of the products. The total is 959.89 euros. I realized while walking you through the products that I had double added to cart sometimes. It was an issue with the website, and so it's actually 100 euros less than I had seen at the beginning. I'm sure I could add 1 or 2 things more, probably for 40 euros, only 1 thing more. But this is kind of what I came up with as a list of things that I like. And realistically, I would not be buying a lot of these things. So, for example, what would I actually be buying? As I said, the Milk Mini Lip and Cheek, I will probably get. The gloss from Sephora, I would probably get. That's about it. Maybe the NATASHA bronze palette. We will see about that one. But the rest is splurge items, things that I wish I could afford, but I don't, and I'm also okay with that. It's like I have so much makeup. I think in my room there's more than 1,000 euros worth of makeup, and I don't want to know about it. Just la 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 la. So spending another 1,000 on top of that would not be a responsible thing. Also, simply from the fact, and I didn't include this in this reasoning for this list, simply the fact of using up these things. It's like, again, so many bronzers, a foundation where I've so many backup foundations. I would never be able to actually use these things before they went off. So I wouldn't be purchasing them per se, not in one time and not now. Maybe someday I will be trying these things out. We will see. I actually might screenshot this and save it as a wish list. Let's say, as a splurge wish list, maybe something to send, I don't know, my husband when he's on a work trip and he feels like doing something nice for me. Usually he brings me food, and that wins always, maybe even over makeup, because love goes through the stomach. Anyways, I'm digressing. I hope this video was fun for you to watch. It was definitely challenging and fun for me to put together. Don't forget to go check out Emily's video that is linked in the description box. And if you feel like it, how about you do it as well? How would you spend 1,000 euros at Sephora? Something cute and fun, and please don't take it as a consumerism, like an incentive to spend money. That's not the way this is. This is really just entertainment. And as I told you, we always as a person need to be comfortable with where our compass is. If we're spending what we can on makeup, or are we overspending on makeup, that's so personal, and the way we deal with it is so personal. So I know that doing this did not really affect at all what I am going to buy, or when I'm gonna buy it, or how much I'm gonna spend at Sephora if I ever get to it. So yeah, please consume this type of content with your brain on, and thinking of it as just a fun thing to see how people react and what things are interesting to them. I'm off to go watch more of these, because I watched Emily's and it was really fun to see, especially how nothing of what was on her list, I think nothing of what was on her wish list is on mine. Probably because she already has the rest, but yeah. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for lots of beauty, duping, makeup, and some skincare here and there. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.